It's that time of the week again, time for a Sunday's edition of Wardy's Waffle and a look round at what we're doing on the farm this week. Well, we've got our iFarm open day, our summer open day this coming Wednesday. So please, if you want to come to that, please do, but you need to register and we've got the link here. So this is the way you register, please, for that. Don't just turn up, you need to register, and it is not at Glebe Farm if some of you are coming, because the wrong comms went out from Agri to say it was at Glebe Farm, which is our main farm. It's not. Please look at this. It's at Heath Farm, Leadenham, which is our Lightland farm, because that's where we've got decent crops this time. So please don't come to Glebe Farm because the gate will be shut. You need to be up at Heath Farm. There will be Agri signs up on that road because there is another farm with that same postcode. So please come to that. And if you want to come to that, we're looking at lots of different things to what we normally do. So we've got some winter and spring wheat varieties sown on the same day in January. So that's going to be really fascinating looking at those. Also, we've got some fungicide trials, so that's treated and untreated. Really interesting fertiliser trials where it's had all of its nitrogen put on in one go in March, a wither inhibitor as well to see whether that inhibitor works, whether it is a slow release and makes the nitrogen work better. We've got split applications, we've got with sulphur, without sulphur. Back in the sugar beet, we've also got the strip till cultivations that you saw in this update a while ago. We're looking at those as well. We've got some different herbicide programs. I touched on those and you saw those in last Sunday's update. Some big differences on the herbicide programs, and the untreated is just full of weeds. A little mini seminar going on as well, looking at the profitability or otherwise of spring crops, late drilled spring crops that is. Lots of things there looking at. I'm going to give an update on the farmers. In this clip at the start of it, I got asked if I would go and meet at Sharmans. That's our local case dealer near Grantham, a forager and bicycle charity run. I talked to those involved there, somebody I know across in Somerset who's driving one of the foragers, so that's in this update. We're also, this week I went to Warwick University. They have been establishing their Capulet bean trials themselves, and I was with Eric and Roseanne talking through the plans for this coming year, what we're going to be doing. Behind me you can see the Simba Solo. We've rebuilt that, put new discs in it, so we're looking at how we do that and split it all down, and looking at sugar beet as well, the herbicides here as well, and how they're working. I just wanted to mention about a Tour de Links that's starting this week. I did mention it, I think, a week or two ago, and it's in aid of the Links and Knots Air Ambulance and Andy's Hospice. And it's a group of 14 vintage tractors that are setting off on the 4th of June, this coming Tuesday, from Farmer Brown's Hot Off, which is a farm shop. Ice cream and milk they sell from their own dairy, and it's starting on the 4th of June at 9 a.m, 350 miles, and they're going around Lincolnshire. They're stopping at about 14 locations, and they'll finish back at Farmer Brown's on the afternoon of the 9th of June, which is next Sunday. So please, if you see that going around Lincolnshire, please do support it. Massively good cause. They have done this a few times now for various charities and things, and it's so really successful. I think they hope to raise about £20,000 from the public and from organisations. So please, if you do this, go and see this going around Lincolnshire, then please do support it. So that's it for the intro for this update. If you want to come Wednesday, please register, and the link to register is in the video description down below here. So please do register. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you at the end. I've just come to Sharmans near Grantham. You can see they are JCB dealers, but also sell case. They used to be John Deere a few years ago, not that long ago. And there is a forage harvester doing the rounds. It's doing 1,000 miles a day, and it's partly driven by a friend of mine, farms down in Somerset, and he's here, so I've come to see him. But just thought while I'm waiting, just have a look at all the machinery here, because they've got a huge amount of various selection of machinery. So you can see the Amazon dealers as well as Bailey, Sumo. This is well built kit, Sumo is. And that is Dalbo, which is like the Australian Kelly disc type machine. These discs are all flexi. You can see they're all held on by a chain link here. Only work really shallow, and that folds down to create like an inverted V for shallow cultivations. This looks a good small disc machine. It's Bednar is the make of it. Scallops as well, which means they'll cut in quite well. I think that's about 12 metres wide, looking at that. Got some diggers as well. They do a lot of second-hand machinery as well, not just the brands that they are dealers for, but all brands as well. So there's a used quad track there for sale, 620, just like the one we had before the RX. We've got the Clayton straw rakes here. We had one of those for a couple of years and sold it and used the proceeds from it to buy the Bailey contract tipper trailer we bought. We didn't find any advantage from using the straw, Harry. Here's the combine. It's either just coming or going out. This is how they transport them. You can see, so they can get the header on as well. It's obviously going abroad, this one is. The trailers open up to lengthen. They put the wheels, combine wheels, on the deck of the trailer and put the header on top, and then the combine's dropped on the back of it without any wheels on, look. So apparently this lorry, it's a Polish company and it's going to Ukraine, but the combine hasn't been paid for yet, so they're not allowing it to leave, and it's got to be unhitched if it's not paid for tonight. So looking at this combine, they lifted it on with a crane apparently, but when you look, it's the whole weight is just sat on 4 blocks. You've got a wooden block this corner, you've got another wooden block that corner under the axle. See, daylight all underneath here. You've got a wooden block there, and then you might see the other side. One, the other side through there. Then the trunking's just dropped down here onto that. Then the ramps at the back are on top of the tyres and trapped under the header there. There's the other wheels. So the big wheels are for the front, smaller diameter wheels are for the back. We've got the spare lorry or trailer tyre as well, and it's supported all like that, and that's it, all on its way to Ukraine when it's paid for. See, they're Amazon dealers as well. This is one of the workshops. So this is what I've come to Sharmans for. We've got a forager doing the rounds on a charity tractor run. These are the folks here responsible for it. Graham, who I know from olden days from Forage Aid. We have got, let me just think if I remember, Holly.
Yeah.
Trish and Emily. Trish. Right, we've got friends I know, Graham. We've got Graham, Holly, Trish. Short for Tristan, I suppose. Yes. Yeah, look at that. And Emily. So, Emily, what are you doing? What's the purpose of this?
One of our customers, Nick Bragg, is cycling 1,000 miles from Northumberland all the way down to the Royal Cornwall, and his support vehicle is the wonderful Big X.
Oh wow, that's the support vehicle with it?
Yes.
So, and this is driving every inch of the same place as the cycling are going. How many cyclists are there?
There's 4 cyclists, and it is going most of the same journey due to some of the roads slightly more narrow. So we're stopping at a few dealers along the way, hence why we're at Sharmans today. And the cyclists are on their way. Brilliant.
Right, okay, Tris, what's your involvement?
I'm driving part of the way within Forager, and a support truck for us. A little bit of everything, really. At the moment, Graham and I are bringing a Forager down through the country. So.
Right. And Holly, what's your role?
So obviously I'm from Crone UK, and we're really keen to support RABI. We think it's really important to support farmers, especially these times, rubbish weather, help them with mental health, financial support, and RABI are the great company to do that. That's why we're involved.
Thank you, Graham. RABI, I know what it stands for.
Coming on for the beer, right?
You. As usual, I've known Graham since about 2011, 12, when Somerset floods happened, when we started Forage Aid. So, RABI stands for?
Royal Agricultural Benevolent Institute.
And it's a nationwide charity. I think it's been going over 100 years.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So have you got a figure that you're hoping to raise?
10,000.
Yeah. And do you know where you are at the minute?
I haven't got a clue.
Around 2.
Around 2.
Yeah.
And so what date are you going to be finishing?
So we end at the Royal Cornwall, which is the 6th of June.
That's right, week after next.
Next Thursday.
Next Thursday,
Yeah.
wow. So, and you've got people there all waiting for you in a bit of reception.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Fantastic.
Quite a trip because we're going down to Suffolk tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, and then down to Goodwood.
Yeah.
Along the south coast. Back to Bridgewater.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I know Bridgewater, yeah.
And then from Bridgewater back down
Brilliant.
to Cornwall. Yeah.
Well, good luck with it, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys, it's
Thanks.
a great effort what you're doing and say charity and the amount of issues we've got in agriculture and in the countryside. So fantastic, guys. Well done. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
So one more thing Emily would just like to say. Emily?
We will be giving the link for the Just Giving page, so if you are able to donate, we'd be super grateful. If not, there's a lot more information about the charity on
Fantastic,
there as
thank
well.
you. I'll put the Just Giving link on the video description of this YouTube video, so look out for that and please donate generously as much as you can. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you. So this is inside that shed. Huge number of combines here. New one there by the look of it. 92.50. So virtually any make of combine you want, any size. So Case, New Holland, Deutz. Here's a McDon header. More New Hollands. Oh, this one, I remember driving this, we had one of these. New Holland TX68, brings back memories. Probably, I don't know how many years ago now, 25, 30 years ago probably. Class, New Holland John Deere. Then, at the back here, bit of machinery. Amazon fertiliser spreaders there, whole load of those. And some Bednar Claydon cultivators in the corner. Spearhead hedge cutters. I've just come to Warwick University to have a meeting with Eric and Roseanne, who are here, and we've got some tractors putting trial plots in here. So just please, sorry Eric, just explain, you're saying there's these plots here, they're a hectare each.
Yeah, so the university has a trials area.
Yeah.
We've got 8 blocks, there's strips that are a hectare each.
Yeah.
So right now we're using one, this is where the trials for vegetable research is done for this year.
Yeah.
The other 7, you can see on the left is the cereals. So there's 7 of those, and our contract farmer, Derek, who we met earlier,
Yes.
he actually grows cereals on the other crop
Yeah.
for commercial production.
So there's 8 of these all in a line, all down here,
Yeah.
and you rotate them and
Yeah, so
different
we're researching one every year for vegetables.
Yeah.
And then the rest is cereals, just to maintain cropping on the soil, but not interfere with the research.
Yeah. Eric was just saying about the amount of rain they've had here. If you remember last week when we got our Capulet beans planted, we had all that rain the next day, and Roseanne was saying here they had a month's worth of rain. Was it on that Wednesday?
Yeah, same day that you had your big rain.
And so here, this soil, you can see the beds have already been prepared. Was these done yesterday or just started doing it today?
They started doing it yesterday.
Yeah.
The beds themselves were formed last week when you were drilling.
Yeah.
We had our rain. It was looking like we weren't going to have any beans that we could put in because of all the rain on the ground. So we've been looking to see if there's a gap, and fortunately our team decided yesterday they could come in and work it. So they went ahead and started drilling our beans.
Right, great.
So we're growing, they put in a large set of blocks, a large set of area for Godiva, and then they're finishing off some Olivia, the black bean. And then we've got a new variety that they'll put the last 3 beds in.
So just to explain, Godiva and Olivia, the other 2 beans that we were growing last year, one's a black bean and one's
Godiva's the blonde bean.
Blonde bean,
Yeah, and Olivia's a black bean.
Yeah.
They've already got the roots in. The root system's already taken.
Just looking at this soil here, you can see the quality of this soil. lovely soil at the minute when it's wet, but in a dry summer will dry out and need irrigating. So this is the planting the new variety of these beans at the moment. You can see the row width. Probably, I don't know what that will be, 25 centimetres probably. Here's an old Dutch harrow that we used as sugar beet, that's doing the job perfectly. So, just found one of the seeds there, so it's in a nice depth, covered, so it shouldn't be long before that's popping through the ground. So just talking about the history of these Capulet, Godiva, Olivia beans, Eric, when did this actual programme start? I know it started here quite a while ago.
Yeah, the original work to breed a navy bean was in the 70s and 80s, when this was the National Vegetable Research Station.
Right.
So the land was being used for vegetable trials, the whole area.
Yep.
For vegetable research, when there was a lot of investment. And one of their main crops was the navy bean, trying to breed a navy bean for UK farming.
Yep.
That came to an end by the end of 1980. Things were put in storage, and then our work started 2011.
Yeah.
It was 2013 when we started doing field work.
Yeah.
With the seed.
With that old variety.
So that old variety was called Edmund.
Yeah.
We used that as one of our parents. We crossed to a brown bean. So those two parents are the same parents for all three varieties we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So Capulet, Olivia, and Godiva.
Yeah.
So that was our work started 2011. It was 2019 before we actually had enough seed of Godiva and Capulet to grow a field, a hectare field. And then Derek, the farmer that rents the land here, used his combine to harvest beans that year.
Right. Yeah.
So 2019 was kind of a milestone for production.
Great. And then of course now today at home we've 150 odd acres in of Capulet. So we've gone from, it's taken all this time to get to that area. Yeah, fascinating, thank you. Walk round a few places, look at the crops being planted, and here is brunch, we're 11s, actually it's 10s because it's 10 o'clock. So Eric's cooked us, we've got a mixture of all three here, so Capulet, Godiva and Olivia, and a bit of, cheddar, bit of cheese as well, fantastic. So this is the sort of horticultural centre here at Warwick University. Offices, lots of glass houses, and where a lot of the bean selection process is carried out through there. Great facilities here. So we started the Solo, renovating it and changing the discs. Got the disc gangs out. Just pulling that one out to strip it down. This one has got stripped down, but we laid them all out. We're not quite sure on the diameter. You can see how they've worn a huge amount. When you look at here, there should be a real nice cutaway there. I'll show you. Here we are. These are what they should be like. So if you look at there, look how that's worn there, and it should be like that. And this is where it cuts in and get your depth. So these are some ones we had off when we bought the, when we made the Elita, which is the machine through there. That started off life as a 6-metre Solo. We bought it with all new discs and things on, so we've stripped it down because we didn't need discs on that. And so we've kept all the discs. We've got a lot of wearing parts. So we've got a lot of these centre big bearing supports. And then we've got the spools that go in the middle, so we've got plenty of spares. So we're just going to have a look and just see. But this back one doesn't want doing because it's not working in hard soil. It's already loosened when it gets to it, so we changed this about 4 years ago. So this one doesn't want touching. And then you can see now I've got it out. These are the scrapers that sit down between. Because actually that one's got bent. So when you look down the line, they should be level. But that one's not, so that will be changed. We've got plenty of those spare, so we'll just take that off and bin that. So, yeah, quite a bit of work just getting this right. Getting it repaired, because we're going to do every field with it this year and completely revamp. So completely move all the soil to help with the drainage. So just lifting them up so it's easier spinning them. We're a bit unsure on the size, whether they're 26 or whether they're 26 or 28 inch, because we've fitted 26, 28 and 30. That's inches, and that's from top to bottom. Or rather, when you look at this, that's from one side to the other. But obviously that will be smaller because it's worn. So one thing that has helped us is we keep a list of all the machinery repairs on various jobs done to all the machines. You can see we've got all the various machines. So go into the Solo tab, which is there. And then if you go, there we go, so June 05, this is the Solo page. The June 05 fitted 700mm DD roller. We've got all the various jobs we've done to it. 2016 was the last time we changed all these discs. There we go, new discs fitted front and rear, 2016. So they're just starting to build this up now, such like that one. So that's how that's it. So you need the spacer next. That's got that top one or so. The end one is a smaller one, it's 26 inch. That's 28, and the reason why we're at 26, so if you look at this shows it better. So the reason is that if you have a deep one to the edge, it leaves a deep furrow, a hollow on the edge, so you sort of taper it down so it just doesn't leave such a deep ridge at the side here. So it's easy to fill in when you come back next time. So that one's just a bit small, you can just see on the top there. So that's one gang built up virtually. But we have got this one to change, because if you look here, it's cracked right through the middle there. So it needs a new one putting on there. Not a big job, you just take that collar off there that holds the nut, stops the nut from turning, and undo the nut and take it off. We've got all the various parts books that show the various configurations, but there are some different ones. Wider disc spacing, the others, but this is ours, so we've just written on here. That's when we're looking at it. And then this is a book that we've got all the different machines in, all the Simba machines, Solo, SL, DTX, Express. And obviously we've got most of these. Well, Flatliner, we've got Express, Solo. The only one not in here is the free flow drill. And then this is the Spalding's catalogue from Lincoln, where we get quite a few of the spare parts from. We've got a big spanner on the top, but then we need to lay it down and tighten it up properly, because it relies on tension between here to keep it all tight, because if they're loose they all spin independently and you can't have that. So as you turn one like this, all of them should turn like they are doing, and that's to drive in the soil. But these are all the various herbicide trials we've got that you'll be seeing if you come to the open day this week. And this is one that has had no herbicides at all. Just look at that. Full of rubbish between the rows, absolutely full. But look at the size of the beet. There's my hand, and you can just see now it's bigger than my hand. So that just shows as well, it just shows how much the herbicides actually do just affect the growth of the sugar beet. This one here next to it has had a full treatment. There are some weeds growing in it. We'll find out what all these are. You can see all the different plots here. Find out what these are on Wednesday. And also, you can't quite see, we're looking into the sun. There is the strip trials across there, and there is a difference in those as well. Come along on Wednesday and look forward to seeing you, and we'll show you all the various things we're doing in the trials in the sugar beet and other crops. And And one last thing down here with various plots. This is an SFI mixture. You can see different species of crops growing here. We've got about, I think, 4 or 5 different mixes of SFI crops to show you down this side here as well.